P-A-R-T. Why? Because I just passed the JLPT N2. Woo! JLPT. What is JLPT? Most of you are probably not really sure. I'm gonna tell you, it is the Japanese language proficiency test, which means that you can do stuff in Japanese. There are 5 different levels, and the first 3 levels don't really mean you can do anything. They're just kind of a self-satisfying, self-gratifying thing that you can just do. But then once you've got JLPT N2, I'm gonna stop shaking the party rings. Once you've got JLPT N2, you can like get a job and do all sorts of things in Japan that you need a language qualification to do. You know, I think there's a lot of jobs will ask you, like, even if you're not even gonna be speaking a lot of Japanese in the job, they just want to see that you have a qualification. And level 2, Japanese language proficiency test, certificate of result and score. Oh yeah. So as you can see, I'm pretty excited about this piece of paper, which proves, or I say proves, just kind of suggests that I might have done a little bit of studying for the test. So excited that I've passed the JLPT N2 because I've been thinking about it for a long time, and when I went to Japan years ago, I thought, okay, I need to learn Japanese, otherwise I won't be able to talk to anyone. And I was buying all these Japanese games that I couldn't play, and I would get them really cheaply as well. You go to Japan, you can buy lots of pre-owned games. Secondhand stuff is super cheap. You can pick up games for like under $10, really classic Japanese games. And it just opens up these games, and I just thought, I have no idea what these characters are saying. And that was when I decided I'm gonna learn Japanese so I can play these games. And of course, once you actually start to learn, you start to realize, well, okay, only playing games might be, you know, a bit of a shame. You may as well also make some friends. Of course, there is a level 1 N1, which is even harder, and a lot of jobs that actually require you to, like, you know, speak a lot of Japanese in your job may require that you have N1. And then even if that's not enough, if you want to get a job and you want to do business in Japanese, there's a level above N2 and N1 called like business Japanese, and I think it's just astronomical. I'll probably never take the test. N2 is certainly a level that is good enough for playing a large number of games. I mean, I always think that Animal Crossing is kind of level N3. If you can play Animal Crossing in Japanese, you could probably pass the test in N3. But not just by playing games. You do really need to do a few things in order to, you know, make sure that you're ready for that test. Super excited about passing the test. I've got Fox's party rings. These are just oh no, I'm not going to eat them first because I've also celebrated by doing the most British thing I could do. I'm having a ham sandwich. This is my idea of celebration. This is a ham sandwich with mayonnaise, like 40 slices of cucumber, like 6 slices of ham, and Emmental. I think it's Emmental cheese. Sandwich, my way of celebrating. Cucumbers falling out of the sandwich, got mayonnaise all over my hands. That is the taste of success. So I do get some questions about, like, how do you start studying Japanese if you've never done it before, or maybe if you're thinking about taking a higher level in the JLPT test, you know, how would you prepare for it? And I do have a few things that I like to suggest. This is a website that I was introduced to when I first got to Japan. It's called Erin's Challenge. And I highly recommend it because you can watch, basically, these Japanese drama scenes that they've acted out about some girl who doesn't really speak a lot of Japanese right now. And then you can just watch, so you basically watch it like a TV drama, and then when you click on lesson 1, you can actually see that there's a bunch of, oh, okay, so you need flash, so I can't actually show you because, you know, we don't have flash on the iPad. Anyway, what I was going to show you is that there are games and things that you can play, and usually they show you the text, like the subtitles. You can actually read the words of the drama, and then you'll have all the English words underneath it, and also the pronunciation guides and all the Japanese characters, and basically there's like 4 different levels of translation, and you can just start with the easiest one, which is, you know, a straight English translation, and then you can read it in Romanized alphabet, like the Japanese words but in a Romanized alphabet. Then you read it in the Japanese alphabet, then you read it with the Chinese characters, so you can learn up bit by bit. And you can see there's like 25 different episodes in here, so it's a really good start. It does get difficult quite quickly, so don't expect to just suddenly be able to speak Japanese after you've watched all the episodes. You do need to actually do the exercises, but there's vocabulary in there, and there's the actual script from the dramas. It's really, really good. Can't recommend this enough. It's called Erin's Challenge, and I think the website is erin.ne.jp. The next resource I wanted to show you is something that I used actually quite a lot in order to pass JLPT N2, was I was doing a lot of vocabulary, and something that you get to a point in your Japanese studies where you realize that it's not just about grammar that you don't know, that you just have to power through thousands of words of vocabulary. And I think there's something like between 3,000 and 4,000 words that you really ought to know if you want to pass N2. I managed about 1,000 out of 4,000 words, and I still managed to pass, so it's not like every single word is going to come up on the test. But I do wish that I knew more of the vocabulary. I really did run out of time in the reading section. There's a listening section, which you can practice. There are YouTube videos which have like practice tests that you can listen to, but there's also this reading period part of the test, and you've got to read the passage and do like only 2 or 3 questions. But wow, they are hard questions. They're like, did Taro go to the shop and then buy a sandwich? Oh, and then did he change his mind? And then, you know, how much are the sandwiches? And you've got to like read the passage. It can be quite tricky, but if you know your vocabulary, you will not have a problem. You'll breeze through it. The problem I had is I just didn't know the words. I was looking at them, I was trying to, oops, sorry, I'm spinning this around. I was trying to guess what they meant just by the context. It was a real bother. Here, let's look at this website. You go on, you log it in, and you just choose a course, and there are thousands of courses available for all sorts of different languages, not just Japanese. These starter courses, they just show you it with the romanized characters, so you can just read it in English. You know, watery, that means bad. And if you couldn't find a way, like you're saying, oh, I really am having trouble remembering it. Basically, this is like a community-driven site, and people just choose website, you know, like images. They just do a Google search, you drag and drop a picture in, and then you just write your own meme. So basically, Memrise comes from the word meme, and it's funny. You will have fun learning vocabulary. I know that sounds crazy, but you can just read lots and lots of internet memes, and you'll go, oh yeah, Wario, he's bad, watery means bad. And then, you know, these words, if you do the tests, not tests, like the practice flashcard sessions, these words will keep coming up, and then if you can't remember, you can say, show my meme, and then you know, that's a little hint to show you what to do. I would be lying to you if I told you that you could learn Japanese just by playing games, which is why I really do want to push getting a textbook. It doesn't have to be this textbook. This one is called Genki. There are 2 books that I know of. I don't even know if they made other books after that. But if you really want to have a head start and you don't want to waste like a year just kind of floundering around in Japanese, just read this book. It doesn't take that long. I breezed through the first book and the second book, not because it was easy, but because I was just desperate to be able to speak to people around me in Japan. With this textbook, it literally did the job. I read the first book, I read the second book, and then I didn't really read a textbook ever again after that. I did find like a Saturday class, and I was able to practice Japanese with people every week on a Saturday, but apart from that, it was really just conversing with friends, playing games, and, you know, just reviewing these textbooks that I had already studied and the vocabulary. It's a slow burner learning Japanese, but it is so worth it when you can play a game or watch an anime. Sometimes you watch anime and you have like the subtitles in English, and they just don't really capture the essence of what was going on. Alright, I have one more book that I want to show you, and it's called the Nihongo So Matome series. And it's really a review series, and it's actually kind of pricey because you have to buy 4 different books. There's like a grammar book, a vocabulary book, a kanji book, and I don't even know what the other book is. And they don't really teach you Japanese so much as they just kind of review grammar points. There are lots of questions, and if you do the questions, you will see the different situations that those grammar points can be, might come up in conversation. Just keep in mind that if you don't already know what the grammar points are, they can be a little bit confusing from this, because this is like, in a 2-page spread, you'll learn like 5 different grammar points. Well, not different grammar points, 5 different ways to use a certain grammar point. But if you already kind of know what the grammar points are, this is an excellent resource when you're studying for the JLPT N2. Alright, so that's just like a quick starter look at the kind of resources that you can get for studying Japanese if you want to better understand, you know, what's really happening in animes and games and, you know, manga and any kind of Japanese entertainment that you might want to watch or read. I think it's important that we have a party ring. This is the sort of thing that you get at, you know, birthday parties. Let's have a party! Party rings! Oh! Wow. It's harder than I remember. Alright, that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you, is that, I passed N2 and that it is possible, if you want to play games and you don't have money to go to an actual Japanese class, or maybe you didn't enroll in Japanese at university, you can still learn the language. You don't have to be a Japanese student. Resources for learning language in Japanese, they are so abundant. There is more learning material out there than there has ever been before, so you're learning at a very lucky time. It is possible. Hang in there if you're trying to learn Japanese. It's worth it. Playing games or watching anime or reading manga in Japanese is so much fun, and it gives you so much context that you just couldn't get from a direct translation. I really hope you just continue to enjoy yourself. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share the links and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. She's got magnets on her feet. First, new Nintendo 3DS game, Final Fantasy 15! Ah! Someone pick up the phone! How about you, Cloud? It's shopping time! So I let her go in front of me, and she ran into the shop and she took the only copy of this, and I thought, no! Here it comes! Ah! It's like the anime, but better! It doesn't say what this is, it's just a piece of plastic. I think maybe it is a frisbee.